This segment of Dirt Digglers' Shitty Sports Show was brought to you by ESPN. We picked your idols for you. Remember Tim Tebow? You do now.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
All right, what's going on? It is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler it's ever Diggler for Dirt Cut Diggler.
That's right,
And as
bitches.
always,
Right,
to my left, I have...
Kenny the Dork, and I am unapologetically New England.
Yeah, so, we're Dirt and the Dork, and welcome to Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show, Super Shitty Super Bowl edition.
Yeah.
Yep. So, today, we're going to cover the normal things of the hometown happenings and the playoffs and all the other shit. But before any of that.
Yep.
So, I'm almost the big 4-0, man.
Almost there. It's
Almost the big 4-0. I feel
I'm
like,
already there.
I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Right?
That's the same
What am I doing with
question
my life,
many
man?
times, bro.
No, I can't. You know what? Honestly, so I've thought about it critically, and I'm like, all right, so when I look around my family, like the family I was born into, like what were most of my like uncles and other older folks doing at this age? And I realized the majority of them weren't doing shit. So in all respects, I've
nailed it.
yeah, I think I'm doing. I got 3 beautiful children, right?
Yep.
They're wonderful. I got one who's getting ready to graduate this year.
High school?
Yeah.
Dang.
D1 is a senior, dude. She's gonna graduate before she turns 18. Yeah.
Bruh.
I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy how that shit works out. I would have never imagined that I'd be at this part of my life, but no shit, here it is. Here I am, and I'm glad. Now, what I have done that's been great is I've met a lot of really great people. To include the gentleman to my left, who I met in Okinawa quite some time ago,
That's
and I
14
believe
years
we had a good long time of making fun of his mustache because it was like Yosemite Sam. Oh, you know what? What's that? The Gossamer. Gossamer was the hair monster from the Bugs Bunny, right? It has a name, and it's Gossamer. Anyway, his mustache was like Gossamer. It was this unruly red thing on his face, and it was just the weirdest shit. And I think we bonded over that shitty mustache.
Among other things.
Yes, we
Among
bonded
other
over
things.
the shitty mustache. It was great.
So wait, so the shitty mustache was the inspiration for a shitty sports show?
Well, no, the mustache just happened to be shitty, and I just think that the things that the sports show is shitty because it's unpolished, right? It's unpolished. It has no agenda. It's got no corporate sponsor. The show is as organic as a show like this can be.
It's you and me just spitballing.
It really is. So I don't have I don't have an editor. I'm the fucking editor, right? We write our own scripts. We're using free software to do everything. Mm-hmm. You know, I happen to spend some money on a little bit of audio equipment, but even then, like if that shit goes down, we're just fucked because it's not getting replaced. You know, no money's come in, and you know it's kind of shitty. But that's the charm that we're going for. Is that this is something that, like, we want the show to be like if you were in a bar having a conversation with somebody. This is, you know, and it was good takes.
After how many beers?
Well, you know, that's a sliding scale because I think how many beers I would have to reach the level of takery that I need to get to by someone a bit smaller like Gianni, for instance. I imagine Gianni would not need as many beers to get there as I would.
Right.
So after a good, you know, a quarter of what you normally would drink to get to Flavor Town, about a quarter of that when the takes are when you're thinking next level when you're on third brain there. But yeah, so all right, so the mustache would happen to be shitty. The show is shitty because it's unpolished, and honestly, so if we were to pursue and actually get a sponsor that gave us money to do the show, right? We had advertising the whole kit and caboodle. I would still want to keep the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is real. This isn't Screaming A. Smith or, we're out here saying shit for the sake of saying shit.
Rob Parker.
We actually believe the things we say.
Yeah.
Which, for better or for worse, this is where we are. So,
and we don't sound like horses' asses doing it.
Horses' asses.
Like Rob Parker of Fox Sports 1. What a horse's ass.
Hey, man. I'll start somewhere, dude. So, all right. But, yeah, so that's what's going on for me. Kenny, what's good with you, man?
Well, hey, first of all, a very big reason why I'm happy.
Of course. We'll cover that in a minute, though.
But then another reason is I am coming up on my first-year anniversary with Lady Dork in a couple weeks. We have plans. I will not disclose them here because she listens to the show, and it's still a surprise.
Oh, good. Good, but she knows it's a surprise now.
Oh, she knows that well, let's put it this way. Because our anniversary is 5 days before Valentine's Day, we made a deal. I will do the anniversary. She handles Valentine's Day.
Fair.
So, yeah, for once, it's going to be all about me on Valentine's Day, and that's a foreign phenomena for me.
No, actually, so culturally, right? So, Lady Dirt, Mrs. Diggler, is Japanese, right? Mm-hmm. So in Japan, Valentine's Day is a male-centric holiday.
Really?
Yes, the men are showered with chocolates and candies and flowers on Valentine's Day in Japan, right? A month later, March 14th, they have what's called White Day. And that is the day that the women get all the flowers and...
Kind of the inverse of what we do here.
Kind of, sort of, except there's no day where the men are celebrated. Right?
We've covered this. Now, in my younger years, before I reached this level of wokeness, so to speak, I did advocate for steak and blowjob day. Now, here's what it is, right? Because there's no male equivalent here, I was under the impression that steak and a blowjob was like the pinnacle of what a guy might want. Boy, have we matured since then.
We've moved on since then. It's a work in progress. Nobody's born fucking perfect, and we're all working on it. So I'm not ashamed to say that that's where I was at that point in time. And I still think the concept of there being more equality when it comes to the celebration of your mate. I think Valentine's Day should either be spread evenly, but if you look at what's advertised, it's all about the ladies. What are you going to do for her? It's all about what you do for her. Now, mind you, you ladies put up with a lot of shit.
Exactly.
You put up with a lot of shit, so I kind of get it from that aspect. But guys, we put up with a lot of shit too. And I think that there needs to be a day to recognize our role in a romantic relationship. And so while I may not advocate for something as crude as steak and blowjob day,
right,
I do think there needs to be something that celebrates men's role within a relationship. Because if you're a dude and you're doing what you need to be doing, right, you're a good dude. You don't go out and party till 3 in the morning with the boys. You're not chasing other women. You're not beating on your wife or abusing people. You're just a good dude. You need to be celebrated as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think there should be something, but I moved past steak and blowjob day at this point in my life.
Yeah. I know. We were.
That's like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Like the March 14th thing triggered that.
I know, and that's where I was going with that, man. But
yeah, it's like kind of the inverse of what we do here in America. But now, getting back to what started this conversation. So yeah, she's planning Valentine's Day weekend.
Right.
We are not actually celebrating right on Valentine's Day. That's crazy. Well, for a multitude of reasons, mostly due to the fact that it's a Thursday.
Why not? I mean,
well, no, we both have to work on Friday morning.
Well, I mean, is anyone expecting you to come into work?
I have a finite amount of paid time.
Is there a hickey jar at your prospective employer? There needs to be a hickey jar.
Need I remind you of where I work?
Yes, exactly why you should have a hickey jar.
Oh, no.
Dude, teachers get bugged, dude.
Most of the teachers we have are fine, upstanding individuals who are above that sort of petty childishness.
Never.
There's a small minority that aren't.
Hickey, there needs to be a hickey jar where someone's got to drop $1 in.
Well, and then besides which, that kind of obnoxiousness is usually contained at our Christmas party.
Fair, which is kind of where I understood that as I've been journeying the interwebs. Teachers are some of the wildest people you went to school with are fucking teachers now, right? And it's a stressful job, right? So so when they unwind, they unfucking wind.
Oh,
so
good
Lord!
Lord!
Why Valentine's Day? What's
The funnest part of my Christmas parties and staff end of the year staff celebrations is we all get drink coupons, right? To start off, so you get like 4 free drinks to start your night.
Can you get them all at the same time?
Maybe. I've never tested that theory. However, there's a lot of people that work with us that don't drink, so they're always giving away their drinks.
It's like Steel Beach.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The people that are the hardest drinkers go around collecting up these drink coupons. So disaster or hilarity ensues depending on your point of view.
Yes.
I mean, we had one guy who heard something he didn't like and punched a wall.
That's foolish.
A brick wall, I might add. Broke his hand.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, he spent the holidays with his hand in a cast.
Dumbass.
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably his good hand, too, so he had to wipe his ass with his other hand. That just sounds really bad.
He is a right-hander, and he did that.
A lot of missing going on over there.
Yeah, but, at the time, to be fair, in his defense, at the time, he didn't feel it, because gulp.
I don't think I've ever been that drunk, but I'm also not a fan of punching walls.
I wasn't a fan of witnessing it, that's for sure.
Sounds awkward.
Yeah, it does, and that's why I was like, we don't worry about stuff like that during Valentine's Day with the hickey jar or anything like that, because we get it all out of the way in December and June.
So is it like the bad conduct purge?
Pretty much, except at least we get a fancy meal in December, at a fancy restaurant in Owings Mills, and then in June we have a crab feast.
Crabs.
But I'm looking forward to taking to our anniversary, though, me and Lady Dork, because I think she's going to really be impressed with what I do for her.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I think I'll let you know offline.
I think the fact that you are still a thing shows she's pretty impressed with you in general.
I know, and yet, despite my continued efforts. That's a joke.
Let's get into today's schedule, shall we?
Yes, sir.
All right, like I said before, right, we got the hometown happenings. We're going to recap the divisional round of the playoffs.
And how horribly wrong we were about one game in particular.
Yep, we're going to recap the conference championship games and the fuckery that ensued there. We're going to give our Super Bowl predictions. As you know, if you have been living under a rock, let me tell you, the Super Bowl is between the Rams and the Patriots.
Go ahead. Just voice your frustration now, sir.
Okay, you can scream into the void as it stands right now. The Patriots have been in...
Find your screaming pillow.
8 straight AFC championships, and this is their third consecutive Super Bowl appearance.
9th with Brady and Belichick, 11th as a franchise.
This is ridiculous. All right, so, and then we have our shitty beer of the week, and then our shitty hot takes.
Also, for those of you who don't give a shit about the Super Bowl, like my friend to the right here.
I care a little bit.
But are you going to watch and a guide to what to do when you don't?
Yeah.
Or when you are invited to a party where you don't give a shit about the teams.
Yeah, I'm going to cover some tips and hints on what to do when you don't give a fuck about the
I'll
Super Bowl
offer a few, too.
For various reasons. But let's get into it, right? So, hometown happenings.
Hit it.
So, Philadelphia, our football season is over. It ended in heartbreak. But it's what it is, right? So, I look at the Sixers, and the Sixers are still very much an underachieving roster. Ben Simmons is trying to develop a jump shot, but I'm not sure how sincere he is with his efforts. He really needed to do that during the offseason. It's something that he's going to absolutely need to do. Now, if you don't remember years ago when LeBron was a young pup, he did not have a consistent outside game. No. He was not good. Neither was Kobe Bryant. But those guys they work their asses off to get to where they are good, right? Ben Simmons is going to have to put in that same level of work to get his jump shot to where folks don't just back up off of him and dare him. Because right now he's a fucking liability on that offense. He can't shoot, and everybody knows he can't shoot. So they just back off, and then he either throws the ball away, passes it, or he tries to drive foolishly and is denied. So the Sixers aren't playing as good as they could be, but Embiid is carrying that team right now. Oof. Right, so Embiid's a beast. Embiid's a fucking beast. But,
so in spite of Jimmy Butler's best efforts.
So Jimmy Butler is unhappy, but I think he's just unhappy as a human being at this point. But is he
what was his desired end goal here?
I honestly don't know if he even knows that.
You know, you never wanted something but didn't quite know what it was, but whatever it was, you think it would make you happier. I think that's where Jimmy Butler is. I think he maybe even sees the team as underachieving.
And he's frustrated with it?
He could be.
Or does he just see it as a non-championship
it's not
franchise?
It's not a championship team right now. There's no way this team can knock off even the Celtics. I mean,
God, that's a first-round series right now.
Hold on. You do know that the Warriors have gotten Boogie Cousins back, and the Death Star is fucking complete. Like, it's not even
and we all
fun anymore to watch them absolutely just bludgeon teams. I mean, look, they are the furthest from an underdog as a basketball team could ever be at this point, dude.
Which is sad because you don't see much separation in the NBA this season.
No, but
I mean, the best team in the league has 12 losses, and we're still 48 games in.
But you know what? I just think it doesn't matter the record, and I think the Warriors get that. So I think they take games off. As long as they get the seeding they want, they're good. Like, like LeBron leaving the East, so his team's not going to make the championships. The Lakers kind of suck, even with LeBron there, because the young Lakers are garbage. So he's not going to make it past the first round in the playoffs, if he even makes it to the playoffs, because he's hurt now. He's been hurt off and on. So I just don't know who in the Houston, those cunty bitches. I don't see them doing anything. I just don't.
I don't take Denver seriously either.
I don't take Denver seriously. I don't take Portland seriously. I don't take
OKC maybe. Maybe.
They're not beat the Warriors in a playoff series.
Get to the conference finals and maybe give them a 6-game series.
Maybe. Now, Carmelo Anthony, where's he at?
Crickets.
Well, seriously, like, didn't they try to trade him? Like, again, nobody wants Carmelo Anthony.
Melo got traded.
Yeah, nobody wants Carmelo Anthony, which is interesting. But either way, so the Sixers are underachieving. The Warriors are a goddamn juggernaut. But moving on to the Flyers are not good at all. We are terrible, and this is the kind of shit that happens. So you gamble on your roster, and you gamble on your GM and your coach, and sometimes it doesn't work out well for you. So
nope.
Maybe next year the Flyers will get the formula right, and do something, because right now we're not doing shit. But I assume there's a lot going on in Boston, Kenny, and you're going to tell us all about it.
Yeah, I know. It's fun. It's good. And, well, not all of it. I mean, the Bruins, they're mediocre. Probably looking at a wild card spot and a first-round exit in the playoffs, because they're going to have to play the Tampa Bay Lightning,
who are on fire.
Good God, they're good.
And fuego.
And even if they get past that, there's still other teams that are right at their level of talent. And if they get to, it's ridiculous. I mean, like, part of me wants to see a Bruins-Kings Stanley Cup final so we can have the Beat LA chant in all 4 sports.
Yeah.
But
not going to happen.
Not really. No. That's a few years off, if at all. So they're clinging to a wild card spot. The Celtics are a maddeningly frustrating mix of what the hell and what the fuck. They still haven't realized their final actualized form, you know what I mean? It seems like with Hayward and Irvin coming back, you'd expect them to be miles above the rest of the East.
That takes a minute. Those are both alpha types, too. Kyrie don't like to listen. Remember, Kyrie was basically telling LeBron to go fuck himself for a while.
Yeah.
So you got somebody who's going to say that. I mean, who's Gordon Hayward compared to LeBron James?
Well, no, but then Gordon Hayward also doesn't look... He looks off. I mean, coming back from that gruesome injury from last year, I mean, he's way ahead of schedule. And
you're lucky he's fucking walking.
Oh, I know. And it's I guess we just had way too many expectations for him to just step right in, be the same player he was before the injury.
Yeah, you probably did.
And it was just like, well, and not only that, but when you look at where the Celtics were last season without those two, and you sit there and you say to yourself, oh, well, with those two back, we're even better.
Except...
It takes a while to work those pieces in. I mean, they're middling right now. They're a game and a half behind the Sixers for the 4th spot, 2.5 behind Indiana for the number 3. I mean, they're 6 games behind Milwaukee. Milwaukee is pulling away.
The Bucks.
I know. And the Raptors are a game behind them.
Well, Kawhi Leonard to do a lot of things for
Oh, yeah. Well, I think everybody expected the Raptors to be the number 1 spot, but nobody had the Bucks being the number 1 seed in the East.
No, let's see how long they hold on to
I mean, the East is very winnable. So, I mean, a finals appearance is still not out of the question. But I'm going to say this right now, my friend. I think you'll agree. Celtics-Sixers should not be a first-round series. Not these teams that we have in 2019.
They're both very middling. The Sixers are underachieving. But it looks like the
Celtics are too. And it's frustrating. And I keep hoping that they'll round into form and start piling up damn wins.
I felt that the addition of Jimmy Butler was going to take the Sixers to the next step, but looks like
Right.
they step backward in the process.
I know.
There's a lack of development amongst the skill, the talent that we have, except for Embiid. So chemistry is what it is, dude.
It is, and you can only hope it gels in April and May and June.
Yeah, that's all you can really hope for.
Yeah. So I mean, the Red Sox. I mean, they still don't have a closer. It does look like that we won't have Craig Kimbrell back in Boston next season. He wants too many years and too much money, but nobody else is biting, so the door is still kind of open there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like one of those. It's kind of like last year where nothing really happened until pitchers and catchers reported, and then the Red Sox signed J.D. Martinez, which wound up being a huge signing for them. So I mean, we're just gonna wait until the Super Bowl's over and go from there, I guess.
Okay.
So that's what we got in Boston.
All right. So I mean, a lot of things happening still.
Lots of moving parts.
In the Sprots. So let's Sprots. Let's cover the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Kansas City versus Indianapolis. I was wrong.
I will be right there with you. We both had Indy winning this game handily.
Yeah, you know what? So we figured the Indianapolis offense would be too much for the Kansas City defense. But Indianapolis's offense was simply off. It was off. It couldn't do anything. And
and Casey's defense came to play.
And Casey's offense, of course, came to play. So
yeah,
they got after luck, and they couldn't keep up with the speed.
Not only that, but when you have Adam Vinatieri missing under 30-yard field goals and extra points, it's not your day. It's just not your day.
I think Vinatieri needs to just hang it up after this.
He's
in
talks to come back for one more season. And I don't know why.
He seriously looks like he used to sign shoes during the Civil War. He looks old, man. He's an old dude.
You do realize he started kicking for the Patriots in 1996, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, like seriously.
Holy shit.
He is so aged in this league that his first appearance in a Madden game was on Super Nintendo.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, and not only that, he broke the all-time scoring record this season.
Well, when you got 30 years to fucking do it, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. The guy's been around forever. But, hey, kickers can have a long lifespan if they're kicking consistently, which for the most part he has. But for him to miss those easy shots he missed at KC, that was very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, because we sit there and we mock his age and we mock the length of time he's been in the NFL.
But he's a pro, man.
But he's been accurate.
He's been a pro.
His range has gotten better as he's aged. Well, it's wow. Yeah, you know, I mean, to see him do that though. And there was like only a little bit of snow, and I'm thinking back to 2002 when he made that 45-yarder in a blizzard to beat the Raiders.
Someone just shuddered a little bit and cried themselves just a little bit.
Like, seriously? Okay, yeah, I get that the tuck rule was a shitty call and a shitty rule, but the Raiders. All right, seriously, the Raiders just had to be professional, shake it off, and they were still ahead at that point. It was 13-10. If they show up and play defense,
a lot of things have happened since then that have kind of made it moot. But
well, yeah, I know. But if the Raiders had buckled down at that point and played defense. You know, we're not talking about Tom Brady, I bet. Anywho, we were dead wrong on this. I mean, the Colts offense was out of sorts. The Colts defense couldn't get the Chiefs off the field.
No.
Until the second half when they were already down 3 scores. And it was just unbelievable how dominant Kansas City looked. They looked like a number 1 seed in this game.
They did. They looked like their seeding said they should be.
And I was sitting there saying, God damn it. Even if we win tomorrow, God damn it. I don't want to go to fucking Kansas City.
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, because everybody remembers in September of 2014 when the Patriots went to Kansas City on a Monday night And everybody after that game was asking Bill Belichick, hey, is it now time for you to move on from Tom Brady?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like, the last few visits to Kansas City have not gone well. They are on record as the loudest stadium in the NFL.
They are the loudest, and I remember Seattle having a bit of a conniption fit because they were the loudest, which is funny because Seattle Stadium is built literally to channel sound into the field.
Right, and yet they can't outsound Kansas City.
Which has got an old school stadium.
And not only that, but, I mean, like, the Patriots' defense against Mahomes, I didn't like the matchup.
It's not a good matchup for you guys in that game, but
we'll
I got
get
you.
to
We'll
that.
get to that one, yeah.
But hey, so as much as we were wrong about KC and Indy,
We were.
damn was I right about Dallas and LA.
We were right about that game.
Like within a point on the prediction.
Pretty close.
I had 30-21. It was 30-22.
Very close.
It was ridiculous how close I was.
So yeah, LA did the thing. CJ Anderson showed up, and
Todd Gurley kind of spent the game on a bike.
well, Todd Gurley's that was his first game in like a month. He was not ready.
No.
I just don't believe that he was physically or mentally ready to play in a game at that point.
I mean, he had some good runs.
But he just wasn't what he needed to be, and there was no need for him.
No, I mean, CJ was filling in the need and tearing up that vaunted Cowboy defense.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
So-
they're going home. Says they got Dak, they got Zeke,
We got Dak, we got Jason Garrett, we got Skip Bayless.
and that they still going home. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Them boys. So shout out to Chisel Adonis on that. That's his. That's
Thank
his
you,
shtick right there.
thank you, Chisel the Don.
But so the problem with the Cowboys reaching this round of the playoffs is that they had to win a game to get there.
right.
So what that means is that you get the clapper for another several years and his shitty coordinators like Scott Linehan, which is literally.
Well, they fired Scott Linehan.
Did they fire him?
They did.
Who they hire? Ugh. Right. So. Well,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
look
get
it up.
but you get the clapper. So I think that he's not the answer. And we've said this, and if you're an actual Cowboys fan and you're critical of your team, you know that Jason Garrett's not the coach of the future. Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback. When you have Zeke, it's really not that fucking hard. He's not Blake Bortles though, like by any means. I would take Prescott over Bortles hands down. It's an easy pick.
Right.
He didn't play bad at all. He didn't lose because of Prescott. They lost because their defense, which was their strongest point, got exposed by a runner that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys, if you're able to sustain the growth you have, great.
They have not. By the way, the Cowboys have not named an official offensive coordinator, but the hire is expected to come within the organization.
So here's the problem with the Cowboys is all schematic.
Yeah.
They're one of the most talented rosters from top to bottom in the entire NFL. Their problems are literally with their coaching, and their coaching and everything else is mandated by Jerry Jones. So if Jerry Jones quits dicking around with whoever the fuck he puts as the coach, y'all could do some damage, but he's not ever going to do that. I hope he lives forever.
Oh,
hope
yeah,
he
yeah,
lives
yeah. No,
forever.
And it seems like he's still scarred from the experience of having Jimmy Johnson as a head coach, because and follow my logic on this one. Jimmy Johnson was a no nonsense, shut the fuck up and get back in your owner's box kind of coach.
So is Parcells.
Yeah, so was Parcells. But now with Garrett, what we have is a spineless jellyfish yes man.
But that's what he likes. The thing
That's
about Garrett,
what Jarrett likes.
But Garrett gets him to the playoffs every once in a while, and even rarer than that, he'll win a playoff game.
Yeah.
So
they're mediocre enough to warrant keeping Garrett.
Yes.
Not terrible. But at the same time, I thought for sure Garrett was getting fired in 2015.
I'm going to say midway through last year, he had actually broke off and was a perfect 500 as a coach for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, because like 2015 when Romo got hurt and they were just plain awful. They were like 4-12, I think.
They were bad.
They were bad. I couldn't understand how Garrett was brought back. I couldn't.
He doesn't resist what Jerry Jones wants to do. He doesn't stand up to Jerry Jones at all. If you're Jerry Jones, all you need is a little bit of success to validate your decision in hiring him. That's it. It's really all about Jerry Jones.
Small expectations.
No, it's about his ego. He looks for any reason to validate that he was right. So if you get to host a playoff game or win a playoff game, that means you're right about this hire. And that year where you were down, that was just an off year, and they happened. You'll sell yourself on that. If you're him, you're selling yourself on this concept that it was just an anomaly that you were bad. without really seeing that you're systematically mediocre.
And I tend to look at his ownership tenure as it was an anomaly that he was good enough to get 3 Super Bowl trophies.
Well, so he really wasn't. So
no, that was all Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson brought him the first 2, right?
And then Jimmy Johnson's players brought the third one.
And then Jimmy Johnson's players brought him the 3rd one.
They didn't even need a coach.
And that coach basically was useless. So
Switzer? Ugh.
Switzer was. I actually forgot his name until just now. He was so useless.
Yeah, he hadn't been doing anything, and then like
you got Charles Haley, you got fucking Ken Norton Jr., you got fucking Emmitt
all-time
Smith, Troy
defense,
Aikman,
an
Michael
all-time
Irvin.
offense.
You got all these Hall of Famers on the team. They coached themselves. You know, so yeah,
it's like it's like if Kraft decided to fire Belichick, and then Brady could run the team for a year.
I don't know, man. Belichick's got a lot of intangibles that people just don't know.
I don't know.
Well, seriously, I don't think.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, honestly, the defensive staff would suffer for that.
Suffer greatly.
Yeah,
suffer greatly. Either way, so let's move on to the next game: the Patriots versus the Chargers. So, I don't know if I had the Chargers winning this game or not. I know they were coming into the game hot, but I think I had the Pats winning this one.
We both had the Pats winning this game. We just didn't have them. We didn't think they'd be as dominant.
Yeah, they really exposed.
This game was over at halftime.
Actually, what happened was the Chargers tried to employ the same tactics they used against the Ravens. And you're not dealing with Lamar Jackson and as their quarterback. You're dealing with Tom Brady. You can throw 3 safeties out there, but all they're going to do is run at you with Sonny Michel.
Which was, he has been a revelation.
He really has. And, oh, by the way, if you want to force him to pass, they're actually pretty good at that too.
Yeah.
So it was really, in my opinion, they went into that game with the wrong strategy to deal with this team, and as a result, they laid an egg. They shit themselves, which is typical Charger type shit.
And then Phillip Rivers was bitching at the referees all damn game.
But that's what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you've watched games where Tom's getting hit, and he fucking complains a lot too.
True.
I mean, he's a whiny motherfucker when he's
But it was so
on.
bad to the point where the refs turned around and looked at him like, shut the fuck up.
Have you heard his voice?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It would annoy me too.
Fuck, man. Shut
Go
up.
put on your bolo tie.
He never takes it off. He's wearing it under his pants. You know that. You know that. He's still wearing his bolo tie, man.
Oh, Marmalade. How we love it.
Marmalade.
But I think the bitching was fueled by the realization this is probably one of his last best chances to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's got maybe 1 or 2 years left as a player. I mean, that class of 04, it's
winding
the
down.
sun is setting on those guys. And you know what? They've achieved a lot.
Oh,
as a draft class, but even the great Montana and Marino had to hang it up, man.
Yeah. Father Time is
get you now,
undefeated.
You know, I'm hoping a certain Tom Brady fucking hangs it up after this year, because I don't think there's much left for him to fucking do, and I honestly want to see what happens.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
I'm curious.
I'm of the like I've heard all the talk of well if. We'll cover this in a minute. Let's just keep talking. Wait, when we get to this.
So Philly and New Orleans.
Oh boy!
All right, so
I thought you guys had this game.
I was so on that we had this one, and then the drive happened. It's not the John Elway versus the Browns drive. No.
This was just the Breeze and the Saints.
All right. So the Saints have a 4th down and like 1 or 2. They line up for the punt. Fake punt, they get it. This was an 11-minute, almost 12-minute drive.
Killed you.
And it absolutely ground that defense into dust.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had to give it to the Saints for pulling that up, because that's some shit the Eagles would do.
Yeah.
Like, the Eagles would pull some shit off like this. And it went back and forth for a minute. At the end of the day, it fell to Nick Foles to lead the team back down the field.
And it looked like he was going to do it.
And it looked like he was doing it. And then Alshon Jeffrey let one go through his hands, and it was picked off by Lattimore.
Redeeming himself for the Minnesota Miracle.
Right, by Lattimore. And that wasn't him that whiffed on the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah,
it was a safety. No, it was some other guy. It wasn't Marshawn Lattimore.
I'm almost certain it was Marshawn Lattimore.
Was not. It was another guy. Marshawn Lattimore.
I think you are wrong, sir.
Oh, well, please Google it. We have the computers. But it wasn't Marshawn Lattimore. It was some other guy named Smith, I want to say. It was safety. Lattimore might have been in coverage, but I think Lattimore was taken out by the safety. It wasn't Lattimore that whiffed on the hit stick.
It was Marcus Williams.
Told you.
Damn it.
It was not Lattimore, because Lattimore he was there maybe in coverage.
It's the Mar.
But either way,
It happened.
So with Alshon Jeffrey dropping the pass and it getting picked off, that effectively iced the game for the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Now, all right, good win in the Dome for them. They tend to not lose at home in the playoffs. They've done well, but there was a lot of
They looked vulnerable.
Well, they did. We'll get to what happened to them later, but for an Eagles team with guys you've never heard of starting in their secondary to match up against that passing attack and running attack and do a fairly good job of neutralizing it and keeping it from becoming a shootout, which was the thing, right? You got to keep it from becoming a shootout. It was a close game.
Yeah.
And it came down to Michael Thomas just being an outstanding receiver at the end of the day. Really, that's what it was. Michael Thomas is just a monster. But they won. They were very poor winners. They were very, very poor winners, right? They did a lot of fucking trolling, and they had been fucking around with the Eagles pretty much all year. They felt that they would have beaten the Eagles if they had beaten the Vikings, and that Super Bowl last year was theirs, and I'm pretty sure they feel that the Super Bowl this year is supposed to be theirs, but fuck that team. I was actually impartial towards the Saints until last year. Both them and the Vikings have basically fuck those guys. Like, so when bad things happen to them, I'm okay with that.
Hey, I mean, if you get to be to this level of success, you'll rack up a new enemy every year.
I'm okay with that, but fuck those two teams in particular. And it's really because of how the teams themselves, the players, conducted themselves after the game. Like, if you win, here's what you don't see, right? So the Patriots, I'm going to have to use you guys as an example, right? Have won a lot of fucking football games, right?
Yep.
They've won a lot of fucking football games. But for the most part, what you don't see coming out of the Patriots are poor winners.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They tend to be very professional. They may celebrate and cry on the field if it's a big game. That's to be understood, right? Been in the big games, very emotional. You put your whole heart into the season, here you are, you win a fucking championship. But they don't take it to the level of fucking trolling and providing bulletin board material that these teams that haven't done shit tend to do, right?
Yeah.
The fucking Vikings fan base decided that they were going to try to take over Philadelphia, and it ended horribly for them. Right? And they fucking tried to whine and do all these things, and it just made them look like bitches, right? The
They
Saints
threw beer at us. Dude,
no, that was just a shit we were sharing. Fucking brotherly love, dude. You can't catch a beer huffed at 100 mile an hour. Dude, what the fuck is... You're not serious
If you're
about
huffing a beer at 100 miles an hour, you need to go try out for the Phillies.
Hey, look. You're not serious about your consumption if you can't catch that beer. It's coming in
man.
hot. Coming in hot. Why don't you have your mitt? Just saying.
Yeah, they had gloves on. It was cold enough.
Either way, so... And the Saints, because Sean Payton's got a punchable face, for one.
A punchable blue steel or Magnum?
Definitely blue steel, because he doesn't turn left.
Yeah.
Definitely blue steel. But no, they're just the only person who's remotely likable on that team is Drew Brees himself. But a lot of the other guys are just very unlikable.
Yeah, Cam Jordan's very eccentric.
Even Cam Jordan talking shit, like him fucking with Cam Newton. Okay,
I don't even. My biggest beef with Cam Jordan is not even that he talks shit. It's the flip up glasses.
Oh God. Oh God. But fuck that team. But they were able to beat Philly and New Orleans off a drop pass. And you know what? Philly's got like 1,000 free agents this year. So
And a quarterback controversy it needs to solve soon.
It does not have a quarterback controversy. It does not.
You're going with Foles, right? Yeah, but like
no, Foles is gone.
No, excuse me. You're going with Wentz. I've been drinking beer.
If you look at the spider charts for those two players,
yeah,
Wentz's capabilities blow away Nick Foles' capabilities.
Oh, I know.
And I will tell you,
it was an error in speaking.
Here's what I will tell you. The reason that Nick Foles is successful in Philly when it comes out of crunch time is because it forces the Eagles to simplify the playbook and simplify the reads for him.
There's a reason he wasn't retained as their franchise quarterback in 2013, is what you're saying.
Yes, he's got limitations. Now, he's magic when the game's on the line. He's unflappable, but he has a definite ceiling.
Yeah,
he got a definite ceiling. And remember, last year that game was won not on the offense.
Defense.
But on a single defensive play turned that game.
Yeah.
Now, of course, shooting it out with Tom Brady is always going to be a challenge for anybody. But
you need to get home and force turnovers.
But you got to force turnovers, right? So
and you got the one that mattered.
You got the one. So it's Nick Foles has been he's a great teammate. He's a really good quarterback, especially when it's on. He's like Eli Manning, in the sense that when the shit is on the line and it's fucking time to be clutch, he's extremely clutch.
Yeah.
But in order to
Gangsters do gangsta shit.
But in order to get there, you need the entire team to carry him because regular season Nick Foles is fucking terrible.
Oy.
First 2 games in Philly, the first 2 games of the season, Nick Foles did not look good. People could not wait for Carson Wentz to come back.
Right.
So this is not like we're dealing with some fucking football savant here. He's good in the role that he's played for the last 2 years. He's really good in those roles.
Okay, let me pose this question to you. So the real controversy isn't which quarterback they keep. It's where do you send him and what's the expected return?
All right, so you're going to want to fleece somebody, at least a first rounder for this, right? Because he is a proven winner, he's got a 4-2 postseason record, including Super Bowl championship and an MVP trophy for the Super Bowl he played in.
Yep.
Right? So folks are going to be in love with that. His late season performance is definitely bolstering his price, his asking price. What they're going to forget is the first 2 games he played early in the season.
Or
they're going to
2014 in Philadelphia.
They're going to miss that. They're going to first of all, don't count any time a quarterback's missed for Jeff Fisher. Just pretend those years didn't happen. Jeff Fisher ruins our quarterbacks, but he was hurt quite a bit.
Yeah.
He had that 1 year where he threw 1 billion touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next year he was middling. He was hurt, broke collarbone.
Yep.
They shipped him off for
Bradford.
Sam Bradford, and we ended up getting Carson Wentz, and it was a bunch of shit that happened afterward. But so what they asked for Nick, they're going to want a first rounder, all right, or second and a third, and someone's going to pay. Now, Nick's contract is interesting.
Right, because he can buy his way into free agency, right?
He can buy his way into free agency, right? So there's a bunch of different things they can do. Nick's got a lot of power, which the Eagles did by design because they wanted to take care of him. They also have no intention on trading him to a team that he doesn't want to go to. So if Nick thinks a team like the Jaguars have potential to be a contender with his addition, then if that trade becomes a thing, then Nick will be okay with that. But if they're trying to trade him to a team who's a fucking absolute dumpster fire, who has no prospects of doing good.
Miami,
maybe not so much. Maybe he vetoes that, spends $2 million to go to free agency.
And I only say that to any Dolphins fans that might be listening to the show. First off, why?
I don't know any better.
Okay, so if they ship him off to the Dolphins, I mean, they've already openly admitted they're trying to tank for next season, and I'm here saying why, because you're going to give up resources and to get Nick Foles, resources that could be better allocated to the future. You know what I mean? And that's why, everybody floats that out there. Oh, they're ready to move on from Tannehill, and they're ready to tank to get a top 5 quarterback in 2020. And I'm like, yeah, but if you trade for Nick Foles, you're giving up picks and trade and future chips that could be used to restock your roster.
Agreed. However, you get Nick Foles.
Right, and so you sell it to the fan base as, well, we're tanking, but we're not really tanking.
And that's what you do. So you get the asset.
Oh,
you want
great. So the Miami Marlins approach.
You get the quarterback you want, right? You tank a year, maybe. You maybe sit him. You tank a year, and then you get the draft picks you need. Some of the draft picks you need, at least the position that you want. Yeah. And then maybe you bring in some players.
I'm not trading that kind of draft capital.
I tell you right now, if you are the Miami Dolphins and the big 2 in New England retires, you absolutely fucking take that dive. You'll try to. If Brady and Belichick hang it up after this year, and you're the Dolphins, you absolutely make a play for the fucking crown.
Sure.
You absolutely do it. Why?
But let's be real. I don't see either one of them walking away.
I don't see why they wouldn't though. Here's the thing. There's arguments for either way, but let's move on to the championship
keep it going
games.
Here. Yeah, the championship
games, right?
I love our tangents, by the way.
Yeah. So a lot of fuckery. So,
good God, there was a lot of fuckery.
A lot of ref ball being played. So let's start off in New Orleans, right? The Saints hosted the Rams and lost. They lost because they squandered a lead. They allowed the team that they were superior to creep back into the game, and then there was a fucking pretty terrible no call on both pass interference and blow to the head.
Okay, first of all, that call alone, that non-call, I should say, is going to overscore this game.
It actually has been. It has been the conversation for the last.
Can we talk about the game now? All right, the Saints built a 13-0 lead. The Rams could do nothing on offense. They had 4 total yards of offense in the first quarter. They were having so much trouble hearing the signals in the huddle that they were executing poorly. Like, offensive linemen were jumping off sides because they were turning towards them. Like, what was the call? What was the play? Andrew Whitworth alone was called twice for offsides in the second quarter because of how loud it was.
Superdome's the place to play, man.
Oh, yeah. And despite it looking like it was going to be a fucking blowout, then, the Saints gave up a field goal. Then they gave up a touchdown. And then the Rams gradually crept back in.
Rams didn't give up.
They didn't. And that, I think, is a testament to the poise of the Rams and specifically Jared Goff. Yeah. I think he really, carried this team forward to a point where they could win this game. Now, the call on the missed DPI on Nickel Roby Coleman will always score this game. Okay. And I think it's bad because, right, if that is called, then the Saints are, awarded the ball first down. It's not fourth down. They get, to kick a field goal, run down the clock. However, with the missed call, now it's fourth down. The pass is incomplete. The clock stops at 1:47. Saints are kicking a field goal, and you're giving the Rams a chance. They would not have had if it were called properly. So now we're going to overtime. And, well, I mean, let's face it, that overtime was not guaranteed because, the Rams had to get down the field, and then Zuerlein has to make one of the most clutch kicks I've ever seen. And trust me, I'm a Patriots fan. I've seen a lot of clutch kicks. Okay? Vinatieri won 3 Super Bowls with field goals. I've seen clutch. I mean, I alluded to it earlier with the snowball. But Zuerlein, that kick to send it to overtime was pretty damn clutch.
He barely made that bad boy, too.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he hooked it in at the last second.
But he didn't hit the double doink.
He didn't parky it up.
Parky it up, buddy. Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, sorry, bro. We're not that. We're really not this mean in public.
No, we're not. We're really cool dudes.
We're assholes, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like, the message of the Rams' poise in getting back into this game is completely gone because of Nickel Roby Coleman not being called. A, for helmet-to-helmet contact, and B, for pass interference.
So, yeah, 2 blatant non-calls that would have changed the complexion.
On the same play.
The ending of the game. However, to me, this is karma coming back, dude. The Saints being such poor fucking winners, they needed something like this to happen to them. Like, there's a reason you fuckers got Minnesota Miracle. There's a reason you got non-called. Right? You're fucking assholes, and this is what you deserve.
But now, the Saints have been sore losers. Big time.
Well, yeah.
Well, they're bitching constantly to the league. I mean, the league admitted, hey, we fucked it up.
They're going to fuck up the league going forward for everyone else because now they're going to make pass interference reviewable. And
Gail Benson has already said that she's going to make sure that this is never happening again.
You know what? I hope it happens to them again next year.
You know what?
Just because of how poorly they're dealing with everything. Oh, because it's not like no one's ever had a fucking really shitty call going against their team in the clutch. No one's ever. It's only been you guys. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck over yourselves, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Just you're losing your mind over nothing.
They even had some asshole in Congress talking about this.
Oh, God, the
senator
fucking
from Congress,
Louisiana.
dude. Like, don't you have an actual...
We have bigger problems to fix.
Like, at the time, the government was fucking shut down, and this is the shit you guys want to talk about? The fucking football game? Really?
Shut the fuck
Get the fuck out of
and
here,
open the government.
That's the reason nobody likes you motherfuckers. Anyway.
Jack-offs.
Moving on to the other game, which was a hell of a game.
Oh.
The Patriots going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs, who... Look, I don't want to shit on the Chiefs. I don't. Because I think that for them to do what they did...
shit on the Chiefs.
Oh, no. For them to do what they did in the second half was magical. However...
Oh, my God, yes.
However, they allowed the Patriots to set the terms for the entire first half, which you cannot allow.
Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel, right down your throat.
Listen, so what did when I finally got home for what I was doing and I got a chance to watch that game, I saw them loading up the box with 5 defensive linemen to stop the run because the Patriots are killing them on the ground, right?
Right.
Which means now they're saying, go ahead and throw the ball on us. And for a minute it worked because the Patriots could no longer control the clock the way they were controlling it before because they couldn't lean on the run. So I'll tell you right now, had they made that change in the first half, they might have won that game.
Well, I think what saved them and kept them in the game was Reggie Ragland intercepting a touchdown that they on a play they sussed out. They knew that Brady was going to go to Gronkowski on that play.
Why not? He's like 6'7".
Right.
Why not?
Reggie Ragland played possum, snuck into the lane, and snagged the pass out of air.
Some good gamesmanship, dude.
It was good.
Who's that safety that was giving you guys hell?
Sorensen.
Yeah, he's something else, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in on every play that went bad for the Patriots.
He's something else, man.
Like
He's an
I remember
asset.
telling you, like, he's killing us.
I remember that text. Yeah, he was giving y'all a really tough time. There was a lot of chances for the Chiefs to win this game, but at the end of the day, you have to take advantage of them because you don't get a lot of them when you play against the Patriots.
No,
That's it.
and to be fair, I mean, the Chiefs were on the verge of being down 21-0 when Ragland makes that interception.
Yes.
They were on the verge of getting blown out. I mean, this game almost turned into a laugher.
It was almost time to pass the sticks.
Yeah, exactly. It was almost time to just, like kind of get the champagne and the Lamar Hunt trophy ready to hand over. But they managed to keep themselves in it, and I got to give them credit. They had chances to put this thing away. They had chances on multiple occasions to finish this off in regulation. I mean, obviously, they had an interception that was nullified by an offside penalty. And yes,
He lined up on the
he was
inside
pretty
of the ball.
much on he was almost in the offensive line.
Look, I tell you, having played on the defensive line, like both at tackle and the defensive end, shit's going down, and you're fucking running around trying to get set. The way you orient yourself, you don't look at all the key points you ought to.
Right.
Or you simply, like, there's certain things, like, you can even, like, look at the ref real quick and go, am I good? And he'll tell you, no. Back up. And then you back up.
And there was a lot of people complaining that D Ford should have gotten that warning.
No. They don't warn you. You have to ask. Same thing with the receivers will do it. You'll see when the receivers go out because you have to be in line of scrimmage, right? You can't be in the backfield.
Right.
But you do got, like, a half yard of cushion that you can be in. And like, if you know they're pressing you, you may want to use that half yard. So what you do is you look at the refs, you'll see them look, and they'll give the thumbs up, and the refs will go, yeah. And the refs will go, no, and you'll see them edge up a little bit and be like, am I good? I'm good. These are all things that the refs, if you ask them, they'll tell you. But what you have to ask, they're under no obligation to tell you your dumb professional ass is lined up in the fucking neutral zone.
Right, exactly, and that's what people were losing their mind over. I mean, among other terrible officiating that marred what was pretty much an awesome game.
It was a pretty good game, man. I was on the edge of my seat, man. I mean, you were shitting bricks.
Like, there was a lot of people saying that the Patriots paid for the rest. No, there were bad calls on both sides, or bad non-calls too. Like,
yeah.
Like Eric Berry piggybacking on Gronk.
Eric Berry. So Gronk.
It's not pass interference if it's Rob Gronkowski, apparently.
No, actually, for a lot of his career, he's gotten away with a lot of OPI. But at the same time, Eric Berry was super handsy with him.
Oh, yes.
But I don't really see any other way that you can defend him.
Oh, and I understand that. Like Tre'Davious White last season.
Like, how do you defend a Gronkowski? Like,
yeah.
he is the matchup issue because he's so tall. He's not even fast anymore. He's just so fucking tall.
Yeah,
He's not even fast.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that in a second, too.
Yeah.
But, I'm serious here that, the pick play that resulted in a touchdown, that should have been nullified.
Should have been.
It should have been. And yet Kansas City takes the lead on that game, on that play.
The Patriots have gotten away with plenty of pick plays that were questionable.
Right, exactly. And the one that gets me the most was, okay, now remember when it went to review that whether or not Hogan maintained possession of the ball on second down and it was ruled incomplete.
Yes.
The referee goes up to Brady, and everybody on social media is saying, oh, the referee said, I got your back. No. The Patriots had taken a timeout there. What the referee was informing them of was that you got your timeout back because of the review resulting in the play being incomplete. Therefore, there was no reason to take the timeout if the ball's incomplete and the clock stops. So that one, I know you were bending over backwards to invent reasons to hate the Patriots, folks, but tone it down on the crazy.
Well, crazy is what we do here now. So
yeah, it is.
Either way, that was a hell of a game.
The Chiefs can bitch all they want, but they had their shots to win this game.
The Chiefs could have won that game had they shown up for the first half.
Yeah, well, and especially when you consider in overtime, even with the roughing the passer call that really shouldn't have been. I will give you that.
That was a phantom call.
Clete Blakeman says he saw a chop to the head,
there was no
and
chop
he
to
missed
the
it.
fucking head.
He missed it. You're right.
And you know what? Clete Blakeman has fucked up a lot of games this year.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
But, like, when you look at the fact that the Chiefs had the Patriots in 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 10 on 3 separate occasions on this drive. Couldn't stop them. I mean, when you have Edelman in the slot and you have Gronk catching 50-50 balls or just going in the slot himself, you know that's coming. Defend it.
It's still a nightmare, a matchup nightmare.
They knew it was coming. They couldn't stop it.
It's the agility. It's the agility of the receivers you have coming out of those breaks. That, I mean, they had space. They were running
and the quick deliveries.
They were basically what the Chiefs didn't trust their secondary to run man, so they ran zone. They found holes in the zone, and that's what happened.
And not to mention the fact that by the time they got to overtime, those fuckers were gassed.
Well,
the Patriots dominated time of possession in this game, 44-21.
Yes, and that's because they ran the ball in that entire first half and kept the offense off the field, kept the Chiefs' offense off the field.
Yeah,
that's why I said they should have loaded up the box with 5 defenders, 5 defensive linemen in the first half because they allowed the Patriots to set that entire first half on their terms.
This game cost Bob Sutton his job. And so the Chiefs are going to bring in Steve Spagnuolo to run their defense.
Which is not a bad call.
No, it is not. He is a Patriot killer.
He's pretty good. So
he has destroyed the Death Star twice.
To be fair, that Chiefs defense was going to be the hole anyway.
Oh, it always was.
I mean, they were bad the entire year. They weren't going to be great for this game.
They were 31st against the run and 12th against the pass.
They're not good.
Well, and the reason they were so good against the pass is because most teams were passing because they were playing catch-up because of the explosive offense.
Right.
So when they had to defend the run, when a team could be confident enough to just run the ball, they didn't look so good. And it came back to bite them in the ass. Hey, by the way, guess who's number 32?
Were you guys?
No.
Who?
The Rams.
Oh, the Rams are pretty terrible at stopping a run, too.
For much the same reason.
So we'll talk about that. Let's get into our Super Bowl predictions right now, all right? So, I'm calling the Patriots by 10, and here's why. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Rams can't win. I'll actually go over scenarios in which the Rams can win this game. The way I look at this matchup, the Rams have a stellar pass rush. They have Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh,
Michael Brockers.
They have some good pass rushers. However, they do not have any run stuffers. They also don't have any depth at all across their entire defense. There's no linebackers. There's no defensive linemen. There's no secondary guys. If one of these starters goes down, it's an immediate, gigantic vulnerability. There's no next man up concept in LA right now. Now the offense, they've got some good skill position guys. However, I believe
I have to say I am impressed with how Josh Reynolds has filled in for Cooper Kupp.
Yes, but those guys can be dealt with. Mm-hmm. The only guy who's truly a home run threat is Brandon Cooks. Maybe
has he woken up yet?
I think he's up. I think he's up now. So that's a callback to when Malcolm Jenkins killed him. Because that's what happened.
Yeah. It's like he got knocked out during the Super Bowl. He wakes up in the Super Bowl in a different uniform.
Yeah, he's like, shit.
Wait. So does he line up in the wrong? Does he line up with the Patriots though?
If it happens, the memes will be relentless. But other than Brandon Cooks, there's no real home run threat in that receiving core. There's no big guy really. They're kind of like squirrely. Like it's similar to what the Patriots are. In fact, they have small, agile dudes that run good routes.
I mean, are you talking right now or
right now?
So you don't think that Gurley's back to 100%?
So here's the thing: the only way the Rams win this game is if Todd Gurley goes the fuck off. Right?
Okay.
So Todd Gurley is a matchup nightmare for every team in the league for the most part, with the exception of like Jacksonville. If you've got like a Miles Jack that can keep up with him. But most teams don't have linebackers athletic enough to keep up with Gurley as he runs routes.
Landon Roberts, Kyle Van Noy, and Dante Hightower are going to have their hands full.
They're not athletic enough to keep up with Gurley. The question is Gurley back? Right? So if Gurley is at 100% or at least good enough to be effective in this game, he's an absolute nightmare. They can win this game, but their defense will also have to force the Patriots to turn the ball over twice. Because the Rams are so bad at run stopping, they're going to do the same thing against them they did against Kansas City. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to keep that Rams offense off the field. If the defense can prevent that by getting timely turnovers, or making the punt, and Gurley can do his thing, then the Rams can win this game. But I don't see those things happening like that. One, Tom Brady's normally
pretty accurate in the playoffs, unless he gets the bounce off the hands type things that were happening in the championship game. Unless he gets where they ricochet off the hands, I'm not seeing a whole lot of
most of his
picks.
incompletions or picks were the result of the receivers, not him.
However, if someone can get home and strip sack Tom, which is a thing, or if someone can force one of the receivers to cough up the ball, and we're not talking about, way down into the drive. We're talking about early into the drive.
Yeah.
We have a short field. Then the Rams can definitely win this game. But I don't see it happening. So I have to give the Patriots their first Super Bowl victory by double digits. I got to give them a 10-point win on this. I just think that the way the matchups work in this game, looking at the way from the coaches down, right? This isn't McVay beating Belichick. This is Wade Phillips having to beat Belichick.
Actually, more like Wade Phillips beating Josh McDaniels.
But Belichick's there. But McDaniels.
Oh, yeah.
This is Wade Phillips finding a way to neutralize what the Patriots are good at in a consistent enough manner to allow the offense to put up points and predicate and set the terms for the game. I'm not sure Wade, as good as Wade is, has that in him because he doesn't have the type of defense he had when they won it in Denver.
And it's funny you mentioned that because, look at the last time the Patriots played Denver in the playoffs and Wade Phillips was a defensive coordinator, they only won by 2. And the only reason they won by 2 was because the Pats had to go for 2 because of a missed extra point. The momentum was clearly on the side of the Patriots. They figured out Wade Phillips' defensive game plan, and had they kicked one of those field goals where they went for it on 4th down, we're probably having this is the Patriots' 5th Super Bowl in a row, as opposed to 4 out of 5.
Hey man, it happens sometimes.
It does. And oh yeah, that Super Bowl is going to be fun fodder for our next segment, by the way. But getting back to the game, I am much in agreement with you on this. I think the Patriots win by 2 possessions. I don't say double digits. 2 possessions, 37-28.
Okay.
If they can establish the run early, the unblockable Aaron Donald is neutralized. They're the only team in the NFL worse than Kansas City at stopping the run in terms of yards allowed. And I also think that the pass defense can be had. I mean, Talib is a psychopath. Marcus Peters is a head case. John Jackson's good. Nickel Roby Coleman admitted he got away with a penalty. So he's going to be cautious to the point of maybe it's in his head.
Well, hold on. Something I forgot to mention when we covered the Saints. He was trolling the Saints, right? And he trolled them because of how poorly they behaved when they beat the Eagles. He goes, how the fuck are you going to play dreams and nightmares in your locker room after you beat the Eagles? I got friends on that team, dude. Fuck these guys. And he really felt no remorse at all. So
no, I don't blame him.
I tip my cap to that gentleman. But yes, I don't think it's in his head though. I think
it is.
I think if you are if you play defensive back in the NFL or receiver, there's a lot of checking that goes down that field, and sometimes you get the calls and sometimes you don't. I think these guys have short memories by design. I don't think you're able to play at this level if you let things that didn't happen, like a call, get into your head like that.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but the refs only catch the guy that retaliates.
Sometimes. Sometimes depends on the matchup, especially if it's been going on all day.
Yeah.
They'll pay some close attention.
Well, and one other thing, I don't think this game will have 4 referees from Southern California.
I don't think that matters.
I mean, some people are trying to say that does matter.
It doesn't matter, dude.
They're mostly Saints fans.
It doesn't. Yeah, fuck them. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah. Okay, so getting back to the point that I was trying to make. So yeah, there is a formula here, and it is win the coin toss for the Rams. If you want to see the Patriots not win the Super Bowl, win the coin toss, score in your first drive, touchdown. Force a 3-and-out or a turnover, score another touchdown. You got to get up by multiple scores, and then get turnovers. And I think that's the way to beat the Pats, but I don't see it happening.
It's possible. It's possible. This is a prolific offense. My concern with them is their defensive depth. Calling back to last year. The Eagles were able to do what they did against a lot of teams because they simply had waves of pass rushers. It was not about the starters. It was about the group itself. You didn't have to deal with just Brandon Graham. You had to deal with Vinny Curry, Chris Long. You had to deal with Fletcher Cox. You had to deal with Derek Barnett. You had to deal with, Bo Allen, you had to deal with. There were so many defenders that they didn't have to take plays off.
Yeah.
That they were always fresh. Your offensive line gets tired. They do get tired.
And I'm going to say this right now that loss and the depth and the waves of pass rushers that the Eagles sent at Tom Brady in the Super Bowl last year was the reason that the Patriots made the upgrading their offensive line a major point of emphasis.
And it should always be an emphasis.
Well, no,
to
like
upgrade your O-line.
Trent Brown has been phenomenal. In fact, the entire O-line has been phenomenal
they've been
in the
good.
playoffs.
They've been good. They've been good. But to be honest with you, they haven't played teams with a lot of defensive depth.
No, you're right.
In fact, I looking around, I don't see a lot of teams following that blueprint yet, which is odd, because it was immensely successful. But
yeah, it was.
But I just don't see teams stacking
Yeah.
it up with when the Patriots beat Atlanta, right? I was having this conversation, and I may have covered it on the show several times, but it's not a matter of I've got a number one receiver that's going to win a matchup. What I need is my number 4 receiver to beat your number 4 cornerback. And,
Right.
and the Patriots will find that matchup, and they'll exploit it because my number 4 receiver, while he's not Julio Jones, is still going to catch the fucking ball when I throw it at him, especially since your number 4 cornerback is so terrible in comparison to your number 1 cornerback, right? So if I've got 4 receivers and they all between 1 out of 10, right, rating, and they're all 8, 7, 7, and your 4 starting cornerbacks are 9, 8, 6, and 5.
Right.
I'm gonna find that 5 because he's there, and I'm gonna fucking exploit him. And if you rewatch that game against Atlanta, the Patriots found their matchup and they fucking abused him. That's what depth gives you, right? So if you've got receivers, you don't need a Julio Jones. You just need a bunch of dudes that are just okay.
Yeah,
and it comes down to the secondary.
For the Patriots, it was throwing away from Robert Alford.
Yeah.
And then going towards Keanu Neal.
Yep.
Yeah.
You pick the weak guy. And so if you don't need all-star receivers, at the same time, you don't need a shutdown corner. You need enough corners to adequately cover
Yes.
their receiving core. And so I don't believe the Rams can really do that.
I don't either. I think the Patriots, their next man up philosophy and their ability and just the improvement they've shown in the second half of the season. The guys like J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Jones stepping up.
Yeah.
I really like their secondary.
They're
Not much, though. I mean, they can be had. I mean, and there's a wonder if Eric Rowe is going to actually play in this game, too. And you know my nickname for Eric Rowe, right?
Is it Toast?
Because he gets burned a lot.
I guess that.
Yeah.
We traded him to you guys, and we were on the fence as to whether or not we got burned on that trade because there's. All right, so in professional sports, there's several teams that you don't trade with, right? You don't trade with the Lakers. You don't trade with the Celtics. You don't trade with the fucking Patriots. Those teams tend to win trades almost every fucking time. So when the Eagles let Rowe go to New England for a conditional pick, it had to do with how many snaps he played, but we were also concerned that he would be the one that kind of burned us in the Super Bowl because we gave him, I think, a second rounder for this guy. He was a high draft pick for us. And we got the feeling that Schwartz just didn't like him and all this other weird shit. It was excuse me. It was just weird, the situation there. But hell, we had a second rounder who should have been a first rounder in Sidney Jones who couldn't stay healthy. And then we have guys like Cravon LeBlanc, who was the highest rated cornerback in the entire NFL postseason this year. So fuck, man, it's like I said, it's a matter of depth.
Yeah.
Sidney Jones, high draft pick, stud, right, when he's healthy. Cravon LeBlanc, off the street or someone's practice squad, top rated cornerback in the entire postseason for the NFL. All cornerbacks.
Yeah.
He was the top. He was rated 4 or 5 points higher by was it PFF? What is it for PFS?
PFW.
Yeah. He was rated about 4 points higher than Marshawn Lattimore.
Wow.
So look, you need those guys, and I don't think the Rams have those guys, and I think the Patriots do.
I think so, too.
And I think Eric Rowe is one of those guys that you can call on.
I think, but the fact that he's like the 6th or 7th defensive back in that secondary is a testament to the Patriots' strength at that.
It really is. So that's why I'm saying this on Gurley, because that receiving core can be neutralized, but Gurley can't.
No.
You don't put a safety on him because they'll fuck your safety up. You can't put a linebacker on him because
he's
going to
get smoked.
It's the same situation you have with Gronk, young Gronk. You put a corner on him, he beats up your corner. You put a linebacker on him, he outruns your linebacker. Put a safety on him, he outjumps your safety. What do you do with him? You simply try to mitigate the damage done. You try to keep him from running after the catch. That's all you can do. And, at this point, you don't really worry about that too much because he's so slow, but...
He's been slowed down by injuries, yeah.
And it fucking shit happens, right? So,
And he's thinking about Hollywood, too. And there's a lot of people saying he will walk away from the NFL regardless of the result of this game.
Yeah, I think he ought to. I think he was about to do it last year. I think he was seriously considering retirement last year.
Yeah.
I think he was.
Yeah, and that's why the trade didn't go through.
Didn't his house get burgled while he was at the game last year?
Yes.
That's some fucking shitty shit right there, man.
Yeah, it is. And what I mean, honestly, I hope Gronk comes back for one more year.
I think he's
But
done.
I mean, and that's only if they, and I mean, especially if they win.
Here's what I don't want to see from any player ever, right? I don't want to see a guy who should have hung it up a long time ago and didn't start his pistol.
Yeah, I get you.
So
I got you.
Yeah,
like Dave Duerson.
Or Junior Seau, or Andre Waters, or
all the other guys we've lost to CTE.
Yeah, look,
over the years.
I'd much rather have him just hang it up and call it a day. Gronk's a champ. He's a champion. He's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, it's selfish self-interest on my part. I'd love to see him stay in a Patriots uniform for a couple more years, but I recognize at the end of the day, he's banged up. He has better opportunities elsewhere.
He's got opportunities. He's got his money. He's a likable dude.
Well, not only that, but Hollywood.
He's a likable dude at this point.
I mean, remember my shitty take from last show?
You can. So
Die Hard 6, baby.
Die Hard 6.
Die Hardest.
So you know what? So the Washington professional football team drafted, I want to say, Sua Cravens at like the second round or some shit like that.
Right.
They drafted him higher than he knew. But he's had a concussion issue. Now, in talking to my resident skin fan, Washington fan in work, his whole thing is Sua Cravens isn't committed to the game. And I'm like, if I had a concussion so severe that I had to wear glasses after the fact, I
wouldn't be committed to it either.
I might not be committed to the game. Well, he was like this in college too. So you're not like, his whole idea of this guy was that the concussion had no role. His guy just doesn't want to play fucking football. And I'm like, well, this is why your team isn't winning anything, because you represent the fan base and the thinking.
That's
whatever.
an a-hole move there.
It really is. I'm
Yeah.
a division rival. I don't want to see this young guy, his brain get scrambled like this.
Like, at the end of the day, my desire to see the Patriots get to seventh heaven before Pittsburgh is superseded by wanting to see Rob Gronkowski live a long and healthy life.
I think this era for the Steelers is done.
Well, yeah, I know, but they're
just
gonna
have to make some changes.
I really love watching them lose their
I hope no one gets 7 anytime soon, because I need to get another one in Philly. But
I
either
understand.
way,
I understand.
So,
hey, yeah.
We'll move on to the next segment?
Yeah, let's move on to the Super Bowl party etiquette.
All right, so are you planning on watching the Super Bowl?
I mean, I know I am.
Here's a guide from yours truly, Dirt Diggler, on what to do if your team isn't in a big game and you hate both teams that are playing it, but you've been invited to a party and you don't want to be rude, so you go anyway. Here's a guide on how to handle that. All right, so tip number 1: make good friends with the chips and salsa.
Yup.
All right, chips and salsa are a good coping mechanism with the fact your team isn't playing in the Super Bowl. I know that's what I'll be doing this year in my own home as I watch the Super Bowl. Is I'll be enjoying
with your own eyes,
with my own eyeballs. I'll be enjoying chips and salsa. Hey, I am hosting a Super Bowl party though. We're just gonna watch last year's, and we're gonna treat it that shit like it's live. But then when the real game comes on, it's me, nachos, and beer. Man, that's what it's gonna be.
I love it.
Me, nachos, and beer. Another tip is find another fan who hates. Find another person at the party who hates both teams, and hate on the teams together.
Oh yeah, that kind of camaraderie.
Synergistic hate is the best kind. You're not soulmates. You're saltmates.
I like it.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
Find the family pet and befriend the family pet. The dog or cat of the house can definitely relate to how you feel as long as you keep rubbing that tummy.
I mean, I wish I had Shisa available at Super Bowl 50.
He was not available. He was not available at Super Bowl.
No, I was in Connecticut at that point.
Yeah, but he's a pretty awesome dog, and he would have sympathized with you as long as you rubbed his tummy.
Hey, I mean, if you have to sit through Peyton Manning riding off into the sunset,
fuck him. Get blackout drunk.
Yes.
So is the game? How bad was the game if you can't remember it?
I have that aforementioned Super Bowl 50. So I was invited to the house of a Rams fan. One of my best friends is a Rams fan, by the way. Yeah. He's invited me to his house for this year and was like, we had other plans, but I'll keep you in my dream. So I walk into his party 3 years ago, and I just, I don't even acknowledge him or the other people who have the tinfoil Patriots or cheaters thing going on. I just start scarfing down chips and guac, find where the booze is, and I bypass the beer and go right to the whiskey sours.
Right to the hard shit.
Right to the hard shit. Whiskey sours, because my goal at this point is not to even remember the game, because the Pats aren't in it. I mean, I remember they bring out the former Super Bowl MVPs, and there's Tom Brady, and he's getting booed out of the balcony.
I remember that. He got fucking booed so hard.
Yeah. Funny sidebar was he texted Edelman during that ceremony. He's like, the world fucking hates us. Let's go win it next year.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. But anyway, so I'm firing down beverages left and right. I'm badly discrediting the Deflategate investigation because I'm shit-faced, and look, it's Von Miller's the MVP because he forced that. Where's the bathroom? I gotta throw up. So that's my night right there.
Another thing you could do is be a good guest by ordering a pizza and then walking to go get it. How bad is a game if you didn't watch it because you were being a good guest because you walked to go get the pizza?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So
yeah, I fully and full-throatedly approve of that approach. Definitely. Also, the I just got a cold and I may need to stay home.
Oh, you could flake out on some bullshit. That's another thing you could do.
Or because as a Patriots fan, everybody seems to think that it's okay to talk awful to me.
To be fair, have you met other Patriots fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I mean, these are people, my friends and family, and people I love.
People who know you?
Yeah, people who know me think it's okay to be just absolutely terrible to me because I am a Patriots fan.
I mean, sounds like a hard life.
It is a hard knock life. So, you telegraph ahead, but did it. Anyway, you let them know ahead of time, hey, I haven't been feeling well. And you kind of show up with a slight so they don't fuck with you as much.
You know what helps with that? Cocaine.
It is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine.
Yeah, so there's acting sick.
Acting sick. So
yep. And my personal favorite, get the host drunk.
Oh, wow. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, get the host so blackout drunk they pass out, but halfway through the first quarter, and then you're just gobbling up their munchies.
Wow. So basically, you get the host drunk to where you can make friends with the chips and salsa with less resistance.
Oh, but it facilitates everything else.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So here you go. Those are your tips for if you've been invited to a Super Bowl party, but you hate both teams and what to do with yourself if you find yourself in that situation. I know I'll be utilizing several of these techniques in the upcoming weekend.
I, however, will have vested interest in this game. Wait.
Fuck. Shit.
Like,
either way.
Look, I see that look in your eyes, and it's saying, fuck you, Kenny.
It kind of is. Look, we'll be back next year, man. Fuck you guys.
Hey. I will be on the next show we do, regardless, win or lose. But if we win, I'm going to be hard to shut up.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I said it last year. I said it last year.
Hold on. I believe I was very humble when my team won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I did not go out of my way to humiliate anyone. I was very gracious.
I'm just going to be exuberant. Is that
considering my city was supposed to be an apocalyptic landscape, regardless of what happened at the end of the game.
And I heard
myself with a plum.
You know what? You see how I get after a loss, where I kind of revert into a Smeagol kind of.
You did well, though. At the end of the day,
I troopered through it.
You did well. So
I think I handled it better than I did the loss in Super Bowl 42.
You probably did. So,
that
Giants win. Yeah. The helmet catch.
That was a rough game.
Losing an undefeated season with 35 seconds to go?
To be fair, karma was going to happen, though, man. That was pretty karmic.
Couldn't it happen after the game was won?
No, karma.
I feel like the Patriots winning was karma for the 72 Dolphins being a bunch of bitter old men afraid of losing their place in history.
I don't think they give a fuck. I think they went and talked to
Mercury Morris.
What? Okay, he's like one guy.
Bob Kuchenberg.
Who's that? See? I don't even give a fuck. Anyway,
Nick Buonaconti.
Larry Zonka? Is Zonka on that team with the Zonka?
Yeah, and of course, Bob Greasy.
Remember Crank, not Crank, yeah, Crank Yankers. The guys who used to do the crank calls back when people answered the phone?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, right. Remember the guy they had that was supposed to be like their Woody Allen character?
Yes.
Who's like, hi, I'm calling for Saul.
That's Jerky Boys.
That's Jerky Boys, that's who it was.
Saul,
Jerky Boys.
hi, it's Saul Rosenberg.
Saul Rosenberg here. Remember we used to walk on the beach, used to rub piss clams in my ass?
Yeah, all over my ass neck.
Yeah, we need a
You
character.
tie me up to the pier and leave me out for high tide. Spicy hot lammy nipple chops and a minty sour pickle sauce.
Those guys are funny.
Yeah, they were.
They made a movie about fucking Jerky Boys.
I know. It was like,
didn't
capitalize on a phenomenon. I didn't
watch
either.
it. I didn't watch it. Either way, so let's move on to the shitty beer of the week, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's do it, man. Bob Lopez right here. Greetings. I'm Dirk Digley of the Philadelphia Digglers.
And I'm Kenneth Dorksworth of the Connecticut Dorksworth.
And we are here to give you Dirk Digley's shitty game time beer of the week. I'm already prepped. Yep. So, this week's shitty beer, which I'm sure we've had before, but we're going to review it again because
fuck it.
Because it's in the house. Is Magic Hat number 9 Not Quite Pale Ale.
I don't think this is a shitty beer.
No, it is not. It's 5.1% alcohol by volume, 3/4 pint.
Tasty.
12-ounce bottle. Let's give it a go.
I'm going to say right now, this is a game time beer.
It's fucking delicious. Okay, so it's not an IPA, so it's not overpoweringly hoppy, but it is a pale ale, so there are some hop notes to it. Now, I've had this beer before. I've been a fan of this beer for a long time.
I don't think it's ever been a shitty beer of the week.
It's never been a shitty beer. I think I may have covered it when I was solo. I found out what the secret ingredient to this beer was, the fruit they use in this beer. It's apricot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's apricot. I knew there was a fruit in the beer, but I couldn't pick up what it was. Apricot, whatever. Fucker.
Uppercut, fucker.
Yeah, fucker. Anyway, it's apricot, so maybe that's the number 9, but this beer doesn't linger on your palate too long. It's there, it lets you know it was there. It's not overpowering, so you can definitely consume this beer by volume. The only thing that would prohibit this from being a game time beer for the mass consumer, price point. You're still looking at $10 a 6-pack. If you got the deep pockets, go for it. If you're if MGD is kind of rough to come across every once in a while, maybe if you can sneak 1 or 2 of these in, you'll be good. But
Yeah.
it'll make your drink worth it. What do you think, Kenny?
Mr. Sanchez.
What? It's all natural, dude.
You sounded like Rick Sanchez there.
I wasn't going for that, but that's how it worked.
You didn't sound that way, Morty. Anyway, yeah, I like this. I taste the hints of apricot in it. It goes down smoothly.
That it does.
It tastes wonderful.
It's a pretty wonderful beer.
And if I were not careful, I could down about 5 or 7 of these on after a 1 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, 1 o'clock games.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. You're pounding them mostly during the 1 o'clock games. If you're at the bar,
these things, you'd be punishing these things, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're like us and you like to go out for both sides of a doubleheader, we don't stay up for Sunday night because that's alcoholism.
It is.
Like if you stay up for the Sunday night game, seriously, can't help. But like on the occasion that I am still drinking during the 4 o'clock games, I am not touching something like this.
Because you'll drink them and not think about it, but
Right.
they're tasty.
That's
They're
like
super tasty.
Like my drinking patterns are usually pound as much as you can during the 1 o'clock game. During the 4 o'clock games, slow down, have a water after every beer,
and
even then it's only 2 or 3.
I did the water after every beer thing in Korea, and I don't think my bladder's ever worked that hard in its life.
Hard-working bladder.
I was pissing everywhere, man. It was
So, like, yeah, seriously, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying.
A lot of
because
pee.
I have the hardest working kidneys in the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, a lot of pee out of this guy in Korea. But
Ay,
a lot of pee. So
drinking a pee.
So I remember when I first started brewing beer in Oki, and I started dabbling in fruit beers, and I started mentioning to people, and they're like, "Fruit in your beer? What the fuck?" And of course, there was probably some like gay slur in there somewhere. Oh, what the fuck? Who puts fruit in the beer? And I had to explain the logic behind fruit and beer with them.
It's fruity.
And I'm like, listen, guys, you don't understand how much adding fruit to your beer jacks the alcohol content up. And they looked at me, and then I pulled out a bottle of black and blueberry Bock that was 8.5% by volume.
Good God.
And I was like, here, drink this. And if you think it's if you think it's weak, you let me know. And next thing I know, I hear a guy who's like, so I was in my living room in my drawers playing Guitar Hero after drinking a bottle of that. And I'm like, see? Not bad, right?
Yeah.
It was one of those, he reached I remember he reached a point where he thought about going out and realized going out was bad because it was Wednesday. Yeah, we all have a problem. So let's get to the shittiest takes ever.
Like, let's put it this way. Let's get these done before the first quarter of the Pro Bowl ends. By the way, do you watch the Pro Bowl?
I used to.
I don't.
Okay, so the Pro Bowl, I used to watch the Pro Bowl when it was in Hawaii. This is how they used to do it, right? After the Super Bowl, they played the Pro Bowl, right? And they had the skills challenge where they had guys riding bikes and running fucking track and doing all kinds of shit, and it was pretty entertaining to watch all
Until
that
Robert
shit go
Edwards
down.
blew out his legs. For me, at least.
So the way they change it to where they have it the week before the Super Bowl,
I hate it.
I hate it because then you don't get the winners and you don't get the Super Bowl players in there.
So that means the Patriots are never in it.
I don't think Tom Brady's ever played in Pro Bowl.
He has.
Has he?
Yes.
Oh my! Well, he's been around forever. You're right. He was around before they changed the format.
Last decade.
The picking of the teams was kind of cool with
Yeah.
Dion and Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice. That was kind of cool, but at the end of the game, it's
Yeah.
they haven't quite figured out what they want to do with it yet.
And besides which, I'm also sour on the Pro Bowl because of what Jamal Adams did earlier in the week with tackling the Patriots mascot blindside.
Did you see the tackle?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't, but the mascot's hospitalized.
He's
Not a trained athlete. I don't know. He
He's-
just wasn't expecting the hit.
no, it wasn't a big hit, but you're right. So he went
was a
over.
dick move by Jamal
He
Adams.
went over the thing like, "Hey, everybody's booing this guy. Let me just run up and tackle him." He was fucking around. He wasn't doing it to be malicious or mean. He was playing for the crowd. He was trying to be fun, and he ended up hurting the dude. And he's upset about it, but he really wasn't going out his way to hurt the Pats mascot. But the guy in that
No, I
fucking stupid
understand.
costume isn't anyone's fucking bad guy in the field.
Like, I mean, seriously,
Just a
Pat
mascot.
Patriot does have a fucking punchable face.
He does. He really does.
Because he's a Patriots mascot?
No, because that's how he's fucking drawn. He's just
Yeah, true.
Ugh.
Oh, my God. By the way, Mahomes to Hill for a touchdown in the Pro Bowl.
Of course.
No way.
No way. So let's do this. Let's do the shitty hot takes, man.
Holy super shitty indefensible hot takes, Diggler. What are we going to do now?
Johnny Dork to the take mobile. Okay, hold on. I guess I just gotta get this started. Hold on. It takes a minute. It's kind of old. All right.
Really?
All right. I think. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. All right. What's your take, man? What's your take?
My take?
Yes.
So, that whole Super Bowl happening next weekend in Atlanta. It's the only time that Roger Goodell makes himself available in the stadium when the Patriots are playing, although last week he was there, whatever. So I'm going to say this right now, because of the lingering hatred from Deflategate, Roger Goodell will only present the Lombardi Trophy if the Rams win. If the Patriots win, he ghosts.
Who's the name of the guy who did the Wells report? What's his full name?
The Wells report, Ted Wells?
Ted Wells is the one who delivers the Lombardi to the Patriots if they win.
Ah!
That's my take.
Yeah, seriously,
That's actually my take.
Nice. Exponent science.
That's actually my take right there. Ted Wills
Yeah.
delivers a Lombardi
Yeah,
to
but
Robert
he
Kraft.
cited scientific research from the Exponent laboratories, and those are the people who got paid to say that cancer isn't caused by smoking.
Plus one questionable science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, those are my shitty takes. Go Pats.
Yeah, well, fuck the Pats and the Rams. Fuck everybody. But
Yeah,
super fuck the Cowboys, Giants, Washington, Minnesota, and the Saints. Super fuck all those teams. But that's
Yeah.
just from me. I'm just an Eagles fan.
So you saw, by the way, you saw the finalization of the 2019 schedule, right?
I have not. I saw Chicago's schedule because Brandon posted it.
Yeah, the
And they
Patriots.
got to play the Eagles in Philly, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh wait, whoa. The Bears in Philly.
Yep.
The Patriots in Philly too.
Oh, boy. Wait, why are we playing the division champ fucking... No, that's some division champ shit. We didn't win the goddamn division. Fuck that. Where's my wild card fucking schedule, dude? We already played the fucking tough schedule.
You also get the, I believe you get the Jets at home too.
Oh, well, yay me. Yay me.
There's your win right there.
Hooray.
But like I'm saying, so yeah, there's a couple of opportunities next season for show tailgating,
Yeah, we should... what's that spot you went to, the Pat's Bar?
dog watch.
We should head down there to Dog Watch. And I got to find a Philly and Eagles bar, and we got to hit there, too.
Oh, I'm saying like at the game.
Oh.
Oh,
You want to
yeah.
head up?
Tailgating at the game.
You want to go up to the link?
to the link.
Ooh.
Because I figure like WAS team, we can also do that too.
Watch team, yeah, we can actually do watch team. If they're
Both of
especially
us.
if they're doing badly, we can do watch team.
Oh yeah, because you know, skins Pats.
Well, so Washington is like 31st or 30th in attendance this year.
Horrible.
They're bad.
Defend
So,
your home turf, bitches.
Yeah. Either way, fuck that team and everyone else in the division.
I'm looking forward to seeing a game in all three venues next season.
It'd be cool. I like to do it. Watch team would probably be the cheapest to get in, but the parking's gonna
I
be a bitch.
don't know. M&T might be cheaper.
M&T's cool. I went to one game there.
Yeah,
It's
I've
pretty
been to
nice.
one game there too.
So, all right, look, that's it.
That's it.
That's the show.
We
ladies
gotta
and
stop
gentlemen.
talking.
We got to stop talking and go do other things. So, this will be the last show we do until after the Super Bowl, right? Because we're not doing a show Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, the season 3 finale.
Yeah, it'll be the finale. The show we do after Super Bowl will be the end of the season. Our third fucking season.
Yeah, your
Right?
third season, my second.
Well, it's the show's third season, and the show's and us. So, clinkety clink to that.
We're almost done.
We're almost done with the third season.
Kicking
We'll be
it.
going into our fourth season. We like to expand, of course. But as for today, that is the show.
Yeah.
And as always, it's been real,
It's been fun.
and it's been real fun. Dirt Diggler and
The Dork.
out.
Out.